Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I've come to see Mrs. Karina.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning,
How are you
Crystal.
doing?
Very well,
It's a
thank you.
pleasure to meet you.
Good to meet you
I have
too.
wanted to meet you for so long.
Karibu.
Before I get to my questions that I've been having in my head.
Yes.
Welcome to Inspiration Monday, guys. On Motivate, we have Jennie Karina. This lady is the hope that people need in marriages, you know? Because a lot of times we have so many negative things going around on marriages, but Jennifer tries to put in the positive. And that's what I want to know more about today. So just stay with us. Jennie, I have questions.
Ask me anything. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Have a seat.
Thank you very much.
Yes, would
Tayari
like
kuna
some
chai?
tea, some juice. What
I'd
would
like
you like?
juice. It's very warm today. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Jogona, can we have some juice?
Do you know, your hair? In my head, you had long hair because I've seen you before with long hair.
Yes, I
You look
have.
very nice, but what happened to your hair?
Well, this was a bold step.
Yes,
I've always had hair and human hair.
yes.
and good hair. But I decided this year I was going to do what is in. Natural hair is what's trending.
Yes.
So why be left behind?
Come on.
I can see you also there.
I've been having this hair for like 7-8 years.
Oh, really?
Yes, I just prefer it. It's easier for me than the longer hair.
I could not believe it when it gives me so much
I know,
freedom.
and you look very young.
Thank you. That's what everybody tells
You have
me.
how many grandchildren again?
9.
This woman, 9 grandchildren. This is life goals, eh? I better look like this when I have 9
You
grandchildren.
will look even better.
Thank you, amen.
Yes.
I've seen you even have the, what's that, trampoline?
Trampoline,
And the swings. That's for your kids, your
Yes,
grandkids?
This is a child-friendly environment
It's beautiful.
because they love to come to shows
Yeah.
and play around. So that's how they keep busy.
Oh my God, you're a very good-looking shosho. Very.
Thank you, Chris.
Are you into art? Like, did you do your home decor on your own?
Yes,
seem
I
very-
basically, actually, that's what is my passion. I wanted to do design, but I never ended up doing that.
Okay.
So I used to make all my clothes,
Nice.
do all my little
Wait, how long ago
decors.
was this?
Long time before I was married. And then when I did get into the marriage, I still made my clothes. I made my baby's clothes. I actually made a business out of
Good.
selling clothes
Yes.
to others.
I'd like to see the rest of your house. Is that, because I'm just peeping in, I'm seeing a nice chair.
Oh, well, this is an old house, given the houses that...
Well, to me it's new, so could you kindly give me a tour?
Okay, I'll show you. What do you want to see?
I want to see your interior decor.
Okay, it's very simple.
Wow, more artifacts. I told you there's stuff I could see inside. You see, you're used to it. This is nice.
I think you got attracted to the Samburu girl.
Yes. So you're a very good golfer.
Well, let's just say that I love golf.
Okay.
And golf is not about being good. Sometimes
It's
you
about
play
relaxing.
well, sometimes you don't.
Okay.
But I'm an average player.
But let me ask you. You remember you said that you get bored after some time.
Yes.
But how long have you been doing motivational?
Motivation.
Yes.
Oh, that's my passion.
So this one doesn't have expiry.
That one has no expiry date.
Okay.
That has no expiry
Do you remember
date.
when you said, okay, now this one I'm going to stick with it?
Which one?
Motivational.
You know what? So when I sometimes feel, am I really making a difference?
Okay.
I'm doing so much, and I think, oh, well, I think I need to do something else. Then I meet someone that
Yeah.
tells me, you know, I watched you on this program. I was just quitting on my marriage. You gave me hope. I stayed on, and my marriage is thriving. I'm like, yes.
I keep
I'm
doing
not
it.
quitting on this.
I keep doing it.
I keep doing it. I actually keep doing it because of the feedback that I get. And so the emails I receive, just what you tell me.
Yes.
And so that tells me, yes, I'm in line with my passion, my purpose. And so God has given
Yeah.
me the grace for this season.
But I'm seeing that you're wearing makeup.
Yes.
And I saw in one of your clips that you said you are not allowed to wear makeup.
Yes.
When did that change? Because you still look very beautiful with your makeup. I don't know what this man was seeing that was wrong with your makeup.
My
You keep
husband
going?
does not. He says, why are you putting mud on your face?
I know. They're like, after you've cleaned your face and you want to, you're applying mud on it.
He says, I'm beautiful. Either
As you are.
Why do you need it? But I must say that
Yeah.
even as you grow older, it helps to have a bit of a foundation and take some care.
But did you discuss with him at babe, now I need to start wearing makeup because I'm changing with the times, or what? How did you get to it? Because he didn't like that you're doing it earlier.
Yeah, he eventually got to see the benefit and say, okay, it is fine as long as it's not exaggerated.
Okay.
And so, sometimes when you go to the salon for makeup and it's so exaggerated, that's what he doesn't like. He likes more of the natural look. So what I did is I learned how to do my own makeup. I do my own makeup. Yes, it's
so easier.
I know how, not to look too much made up.
Yeah.
And so it works.
How do you stay in this career though? Could you keep seeing?
Yes.
How do we stay in this career? Because a lot of people who have stories and they have stories about, oh, look at that. That's nice. What is that? It's a frame, but it's just nice.
Yes, it's a frame of a sunflower and the sun.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, just woodwork.
Who's
Very
that?
simple.
Who
That's
is
my
that?
daughter, my second-born daughter.
She is beautiful. My goodness.
She's called Shiro. She does nurturing moms.
Nice.
She takes care of a child. She's a childbirth educator.
Okay.
So pregnancy.
Okay.
And childbirth education. That's what she does. She's a doula. I always ask her, where were you when I was having my children? I needed you then. And so,
So how do you manage to remain relevant in comparison to the other guys who are also coming up, or other guys who are also doing the same thing you're doing?
I would call it authenticity.
Okay.
Everyone has their niche. Everyone has what they bring on. I bring on Jennie. I share who I am.
Nice.
There are not two Jennies. And so that's what keeps me relevant.
Because when you speak of that millennial, so you've been married 40 years.
Yes,
and I've just sneaked, like the side of my eye, I've seen your wedding photo.
Yes.
Those guys had afros. And it's a black and white photo.
Yeah.
Oh my, it's beautiful.
There you are.
This is 40 years ago.
I was married on the 17th of December, 1977.
Wow.
I was 20.
You're 60 now?
Yes.
Oh, you look so good. Oh my God, you look so good.
We give all the glory to God.
You have to tell me all the secrets how to maintain.
I will tell you.
Okay.
I'll tell you about that. Yes.
And then this is your haven?
Yes, basically this is
where your family photos are.
My family photos are.
Yeah.
And those are people I've mentored. You see this photo? You see that photo?
Yes.
These are mentees.
Okay, very nice.
Yes, I do something.
Wait, every year? I see 2016.
Yes, 2016.
Can I pull it out?
Pull it out. Yes. So basically, this was given to me by the students.
Okay.
I do what you call, I do a program called Design Your Life.
Okay.
And so we walk a journey. And so these are the graduates. So they send me this, and I've done it 2 years now. I did it 2015, I did it 2016.
Okay.
2017, and I'm planning to do a 2018 class.
So how do people register for this?
They inbox me.
Okay.
I let them know when the class is beginning. I'm actually having an introductory class on the 14th of November. Let me show you my grandchildren.
Yay! They're so beautiful.
These are my joy.
Nice car. Is this yours?
It's ours. Everything about me is ours.
I am learning to use the word ours.
Ours.
And you said children, not in-laws, children.
Children.
And ours.
Children,
okay.
My sons, my daughters.
How do we handle the financial part when you're discussing ours?
That's, well, for the financial part, I believe there is always mine.
Yes.
yours, ours. That way there is not much conflict.
But how do we get round to agreeing without it feeling like a, the way most people say, for the woman is mine, for the husband is ours. Oh, there it is.
It's my tea.
Nice.
I like to do
Side first. Wait, so you see the way most of the time women say mine is mine, for my husband is ours.
Yes.
At what point do we get to the place where it's not an issue anymore, and we can all, I don't know what works. I don't know if you all bring it to the pot, what works?
Okay, I'll tell you this. If what is yours and what is mine is ours, there gets to a point where I become a bit resentful.
Okay.
Because you're just taking from me and you're not adding any value in this relationship. It's not always about taking.
Yes.
It's about sharing. It's about giving. It's about, finding a middle ground.
But where
And so
men are providers?
Men are providers, and that is biblical. They are providers. They are the prophets of the home. They are the priests. That's who they are. But the days where the woman's role was simply to stay home and take care of the children is gone.
Yes.
And so we have to be in the reality that in this generation, we have women that work. And guess what? Earn much more money than their husbands.
But when you get home?
But when you get home, you are still the caregiver.
Exactly.
When you get home, you are still the wife. And when you get home, you are still the one who is the home manager. However, you then don't say, my money is mine, and I will use yours. Because actually, you even have a bigger capacity. So what do? I think what's important is to have a structure as a couple going from the beginning, and also understand that the day you say I do, you stop being totally independent in terms of decisions. So whatever you do, it needs to be collectively in agreement as the brand XYZ. So you have a new brand. So how do we go on from here? Your choices.
How did you sit in a marriage? Maybe worse. Because I've read your stuff and watched you. I'm like, wait, did she stay married because for the sake? Because you said you didn't have guidance, you did not have anybody to tell you, oh no, don't take that, or it's okay to do this. Did you just stay because you didn't have plan B, or you did not know I could leave? Because now when you look, because the stories that you have are from your marriage. Why did you stay if it was not okay?
Well, I cannot really tell you why I stayed.
Okay.
But I chose to stay because I saw a bigger picture.
Okay.
One of the things that I would never want to do or see someone do is get married at 20. It's too young. You're really just a teenager.
Yeah.
And you haven't grown. Marriage is serious business, huh?
It is.
Yeah, I think at least 25 is a good place to be.
Yeah,
where you kind of have matured a little more in terms of your intellectual capacities, your physical body has grown, and so on. But basically, when I think about how did I do it, I was crazy about my man.
Fantastic.
I loved him. I still do. If you ask him whether he knows he's loved, he'll tell you. If there's nothing else he knows he has a wife that loves him. And so the love covers a multitude of sins.
Okay.
Now, I came from a dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
Where I didn't see love expressed. And the one thing I desired is that where I go, I can express love, I can receive love, and I wanted it so badly, so I hung on to it because I knew it has to work.
Yeah.
And I think all I did was make a decision. Even in my book, Marriage Built to Last, I say that marriage is a journey that begins with a decision.
Okay.
And I think for me, the decision I made is I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay. I want a life for my children. I want a level of stability, and I'm going to win this race.
Yeah.
And when the challenges came, I looked beyond it. And you know, when we looked at that photo of my children and my grandchildren, I always saw beyond myself. Where do I want my children to be? What kind of a life do I want them to have? When the grandchildren come, where do I want to receive them? I was a young woman, but I cast my vision beyond my pain, beyond my challenge, and I knew, one, I used to read a lot. And one of the things that I do know is a young man is a big challenge because you can't contain him. He needs to explore life. He needs to be with the boys. He needs to pursue a career. He needs to pursue his interests. And once a man has conquered a woman,
the chase is done.
The chase is done. I was expecting a chase.
I know.
And the chase was done. And so I was miserable.
Yeah.
So how did I cope?
Of course, yeah.
I coped by getting a life. First,
So you found your own interests. Oh, okay, went back to school.
To pursue my interests. Being married at 20, I had just finished my secretarial training. My father said, before you go to uni, you have to do a secretarial so that you type.
That was the thing, yeah. I think.
Yes,
So.
which is very good. So that was the only course I had when I now got married. So when I realized it's not going to be about chasing a man that's going to be different here. The more I chased him, the more he ran.
He runs farther and farther away.
The more I did, the more I cried, the more he avoided me.
And you don't teach him to love you? I don't know, how does that work?
You see, actually what I learned is that I was a codependent partner.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Sometimes in a love relationship, you love so much to be loved back and to have that safety net. And because of having seen so much pain as I grew
Growing up, yeah.
I thought that the way to do it is to just love so hard. What I didn't know is that my husband didn't enjoy that kind of a love. I became a dependent.
Yeah.
All right? Everybody needs their space.
Yes,
Give
please.
me time, Jenny. I mean, please, can you cut this?
Yeah.
You know, this is not fun anymore. So I learned that I was a codependent partner. One who felt I cannot live without you, I cannot exist without you, I need you for my breath. Then I discovered I actually don't need you to breathe. I don't need you for life. The only person I need is God.
Okay.
And when I discovered that, I had a total shift in the way I did my things, in the way I interacted. I recognized that it's bigger. This institution is bigger. And then it has rules and direction and policies and those, and I started learning. So I said, hey, wait, you're not doing me a favor. You
I'm
are
good.
doing me a favor.
Yes.
This is your responsibility. This is my responsibility. How do we go from here?
Yeah.
That's how I learned about let's have a meeting.
Is that when you also learned to love you?
Oh my goodness. If you know, you don't learn that one secret, that before you begin to love and before you begin to depend on others, you need to find yourself. So don't forget at 20 really. I was at that
Barely,
level
yeah.
of identity versus confusion. Who am I? I don't even know who I am. And so I did a lot of personal development.
Yeah.
And so I found who I was. Then I discovered what I wanted to do in pursuit of my ambitions in life. I was a clingy wife, clingy. Where are you going? With who? Why? How can you leave me? You know?
Yeah.
I have to be with you. No.
So then when you're doing this, he's not wondering, why is Danny not clinging anymore? Is Danny seeing somebody?
No. I'm growing. He can see
Okay.
that I'm growing. Growth brings a bit of conflict too. All right? you are not the woman I married.
Yes.
I heard that.
Yes. Because now you're finding your own independence.
You are not the woman I married.
Yeah.
Where is that girl? I would cry the whole night. If I'm not the woman he married, then something is totally wrong with me. But guess what? I discovered that is great. If I'm the woman he married, something is very wrong. Because it means I'm not growing.
Good point.
If you meet me next week, I'll not be the Jennie you have met. If you meet me in 3 years, I'll not be the Jennie. So we had our conflicts, and we worked on it. And let me tell you, there is no marriage without a bit of a conflict, but it's how you get out of it that matters.
By the way, do you think women read more on how to improve their marriages than men? Because I feel like men don't put in the time to read on how to improve their marriages.
Now, give a man the book of how to be rich. Give a man a book about how to conquer. Give him a book, how can you be a champion? Give him a book of that level. But when it comes to relationships, women are more into that because they are the nurturers. But I have had enough men read my book and bring their wives and say, look, my wife has never read this book. I have read it. I'd like you to mentor her. So there are also men out there that care about...
Because you see women are trying to push in learning how to improve on marriage, what can I do better, what can I change on, but men are not really getting any help from anywhere. So it's just...
Actually, I'll tell you this. When I launched my book, I was expecting just women to seek me, and I was shocked that a lot of men sought me, helped me work on my marriage. And one of the things that helped me have a relationship with my children, and one of the things that I did a program one time on radio, Where Do Men Cry? Because, you know, I would sit with a man and he would cry the whole time. And I'd never seen a man cry. My father never cried. My mother never cried. And this man would cry so hard. And I was, gosh, what is this? And they said to me, where do I go? Can I go to the police? My wife's driving me crazy. Can I go to my mother? Can I go to my friends? They will see me as a sissy. And so I give them an opportunity to just be themselves. So I did a research on where do men cry? And I discovered where the men cry. So they sought me one after another, groups after others. Come and speak to us. So I just want to say that the men are in such need, but they don't know where to go. But they are not interested in sitting here and to read, how can I love my wife more? Oh, that's boring. She's so hard to love. She tells me I don't make her happy. They ask me, unpack this for me, Jennie. My wife tells me she's never been happy. In my 20 years of marriage, she tells me she's never been happy. What kind of a life have we been living? 5 years, 2 years, she's not happy. Unpack what does that happiness mean? What does that mean? All right? But you want him to read a book, How to Make My Wife the Happiest. It's not happening.
So where are we going? Can we see you? Like, if we want to talk to you, or if we want to reach out to you, how do we get to do that? Do you have private sessions for people? Do you have group sessions?
Yes.
How do guys reach you?
Yes. What you do, you just log into my website, www.jenniekarina.co.ke, and when you get there, you inbox me, you let me write me an email, let me know how I can support you. And I do speaking engagements to corporates, to churches, to groups. I formed groups seek me. They can either come here.
This is a very fun, beautiful place to talk, you know? They say if you're on the couch, later you speak from that side.
We have intimate talk. You can invite me to wherever you want me to come. You've packaged it. That's what I do. That's my passion. I will not sleep preparing myself. I'm going. I want to give myself. I want to give my knowledge. I want to give everything I know. That's how I do.
Now, give us, as we conclude, give us a secret of how you maintain to look like this. Are you using something particular or?
Well, let me say,
Just, but yes, Siri.
let me just say that one, it's God's grace
Okay, amen.
and God's favor, because sometimes there's a level of the genetics that, you know, the genes that play a role. Number two, even when you have that, you need to take care of your skin. You don't even need makeup, but use a moisturizer. Yeah, use a moisturizer. Sometimes when I don't have any, one of the things that I never lack is Vaseline.
Yeah.
Before I go to bed, I use Vaseline.
So at least your
If
face
I'm
is
not
not dry.
using so that your face is not going to dry up. Yeah.
Guys, I have learned. I have had, like, I felt like I'm having culture. I feel like I'm having a mentor. I hope you have felt the same way as well. Do not move. We still have much more to come with you on Inspiration Monday. And I hope you're having a good time.
I don't have my parents. I'm in Form 2. I don't know whether I'll clear in high school because school fees problems and all that.